Hello and welcome to our next lecture with our AI Solutions Micro-Credentials course. Well, you've completed the first three lectures and the first 3 weeks of the assignment. You're introducing yourself, your AI self, as well as your first quiz. Congratulations to everyone. I'm excited. You're halfway to your Micro-Credentials badge certification from Trent University. So what we're going to be talking about today, of course, is our live lectures are always at this Zoom link. And again, I apologize from the bottom of my heart for somehow that link I sent out last time was messed up. So this is our link for our weekly Tuesday optional live class at 6 p.m., which I know has been very beneficial to everyone that attends. And so our analytics this week, I wanted to continue with marketing, but I also wanted to share with you the analytics a little bit early because I'm finding that several of you are very interested in analytics. And there's a couple new things that are out there that I thought, oh, yeah, this is cool. I'm going to share this with you right away because I think you'll be able to use it. So, analytics with AI, it's not just looking at a whole bunch of numbers and getting pretty graphs from it. It's really asking it cool questions and it telling you some really insightful answers. So it's helping you make smarter decisions, helping you see more in that data than you could otherwise. So I love using it because if I'm going to a board meeting and I'm seeing all sorts of different, say, business plans that we have to look at and make some decisions on, I'm able to now use AI to help me make those decisions and ask the right questions that I would have otherwise have missed. So I'm really excited about that and sharing my knowledge and how to do that with the other board members. That's incredibly important when you're a strategic AI leader to share your knowledge so those others in your company can continue. I think that's important. So as I said, we completed our first 3 weeks. Woo-hoo, and moved the what we're doing around a little bit, brought marketing a little bit closer to the front because that was important to people. And then our assignment one, you guys completed that, and your online quiz. I think everyone I gave an extension to one person, so they're just that's the only person outstanding. So that's exciting. And again, it's self-paced, it's easygoing. If something happens in your real life that you need to push something out, it's okay. So just let me know. So that's really cool. So let's continue. Continue through. And so, reason I put this slide up again is you'll notice I've changed a couple things in the middle slide because what I'm going to really be talking about is how Excel through your Microsoft ecosystem has some extraordinary abilities with a new AI agent that it just introduced in the last couple of weeks. So it's meant to create dashboards from your data, and it's just so powerful. So I'm going to talk about that specifically when we talk about our analytics. So I'm hoping that's something that some of you might be able to use going forward in a safe manner. Okay, so that's why I put this one up again. And as you can see, Microsoft now isn't on its own for having AI integrated into it through Copilot, but I've just kind of indented Excel, Word, PowerPoint, Teams, and I could make that list go on for you, SharePoint, and so forth, that the Microsoft ecosystem has Copilot built into it. And that is the safest way to use, as we talked about, any of your AI tools. Or within the Google system, where you have your Gemini now built into your Google Docs, your Drive, your Gmail, and your Meets. So that's really cool. Then the Zoom that we use here, of course, Zoom has AI built into it. So every single Zoom conversation that we have, it's recorded, and that's how I'm able to send you the live recordings afterwards. Of course, I take them and I edit them through my system called Camtasia, but it also does these smart notes, which I absolutely love, and I share those with everybody as well. And it tells us the action items. It summarizes the meeting, so it's a fabulous AI tool built into Zoom. Zoom now has built into it, by the way, process mapping. So it actually will let you create a map within Zoom you may want to look at. And we'll talk about that at another time. If you're a heavy Zoom user and you'd like it to send out emails and reminders to people automatically, it's now integrated in some of our email systems too, if you'd like it to be. So getting back to what I talked about up here, where we have our ecosystem of Copilot built into our Microsoft. Here it is in Word, and we'll talk about that another time as to what you can do with it in Word, because I really just want to talk about analytics today. But again, how do you put it into your ecosystem? You go to your Microsoft tools and you go to your subscription in your Microsoft Family subscription, and you enable and activate your Copilot Pro, and then you'll see it that it's actually in your different Microsoft tools. It'll be up there in that home. When you're on the home, it'll be in the top row there as Copilot. You see, I have other ones because I started using AI in Word before Copilot was a twinkle in their eye. It was probably a twinkle in their eye at the time. But of course, in Google Gemini, this is what it looks like when your Gemini is enabled within your Google worlds. There's your Gemini. It looks like that. And then your docs, it's going to be up here for your docs where you can help it create, it can help you create resumes, help you create uh, it could help you create so many different things. Business plans is what I was trying to say. And then in your Microsoft Excel, this is what we're going to be coming back to. That's what we're talking about today. So let me just flip through here. So prompts help you make smarter decisions. And we're specifically, as I said, going to talk about how you would use prompts in Excel, but I'm going to have it become a lot more exciting for you in a second, where I talk to you about what the AI agent within Excel can do. It's new and it creates dashboards, and the power you now have within your Microsoft world to understand and analyze your data. Something that Paul was talking about, is that something he wants to do. So I'm hoping he finds this valuable. I'm pretty sure Curtis will find this valuable as well. I think Carmelina will find this valuable. So I'm really excited about the three of you understanding this. I know Danielle will find this valuable as well going forward. So, anyways, what are my three top most profitable products this year? These are just prompts you can put into your Gemini, into your Copilot directly in Excel. On the top right corner, you click on it within your Excel document, and up comes the AI panel. And in there, you can ask it these types of questions. You have like a whole bunch of data, and you're able to ask it these kind of questions. Summarize our customer reviews. So perhaps you've uploaded all of your reviews to your Excel spreadsheet. Perhaps you have an automation in place, which we'll talk about next time, about automating in class 5. We talk about automation, automating it where it automatically brings in your reviews from your different platforms. And now it can actually go in and summarize them for you, give you, how are people feeling? And being pretty cool. What are the top 3 complaints? And so these are the kind of things it can give you. So often what you want to do is when you create a prompt that you really love, make sure that you've got, of course, clear time frames and context. Always ask for both the insights and the actions. Save your best prompts as a template so you can use those prompts again without having to figure out what you wrote in the first place. And review the results with your own eyes. You're the expert. Never just take their results as correct. You always need to look at it and just do a couple of litmus tests and make sure. So the benefits of using analytics through the Copilot lens within Microsoft, or Gemini within the Google platform, is speed. No need to write complex formulas anymore. It creates the formulas for you. And what I absolutely love is that while it's creating the formulas, it shows you what those formulas are. So it's not just plunking in a result, it'll actually go through the formulas. This is good if you are an accountant and you're looking at the formula of cost of goods sold, and it just giving you that comfort that it's done it correctly if that's what you've asked for. Accuracy reduces human error in the calculations. insightfulness, and this is the big thing, is it knows things. I mean, it's going to tell you where your weaknesses, where your strengths are. You're going to ask it a certain question, and it's going to say, oh, would you also like to see the impact it has if you decrease ordering this, and or if if the increase of the cost of hydro. I mean, it's going to ask you certain questions that it knows after a while are significant to you. And so it's interactive, so you can redefine the questions, and then Copilot adapts to you. So examples of different analytic tasks with Copilot, for example, is the prompt summarize the total sales by product category. So that's the prompt. And then what Copilot will do is automatically creates a pivot table or summarizes using formulas or trend analysis. So the prompt could be show me the trend of website traffic over the last 6 months. And then what Copilot will do is inserts a line graph and highlights upward and downward trends. So these are things that you're asking it, and then it takes action. So you don't have to create, you want a trend chart, you want forecasts. You don't have to figure out how to do that. It will do that for you. What's really important is to make sure that your data is labeled properly, meaning when you're inserting it, that you have the proper text on the top of the table is there. And as I may have showed you last time, putting it in a table is really important. You have to save your Excel spreadsheet when you're uploading it, and you're making sure you have a table. You have to select the entire table and make sure it is a table. I find that AI gets messed up if you haven't saved it as a table. And there's actually a little video I'll show you on that in a second. So another prompt could be here, forecasting prompt. Forecast the next 3 months of based on historical data. Okay, so it's going to what AI will do, whether you're in Excel or whether you are here in Copilot, as we said, uses Excel's built-in forecasting tool or creates a trend with projections for you, which is really cool because we all need that. We need to figure out what's going on in our future. And outlier detection, highlight any outliers in customer spending. Do you have someone who's all of a sudden decreased all sorts of spending and you didn't realize it, or someone who's increased spending and maybe you need to figure out what you're doing right with them and repeat that? So applies conditional formatting and statistical formulas to flag any anomalies. Correlation analysis prompt could be, is there a correlation between something that I'm doing and an outcome? So in this case, between spending and revenue. Am I spending more somewhere and I'm getting more revenue from it? Or am I increasing my spending and getting nothing from it? So Copilot applies conditional formatting or statistical formulas to flag anomalies. So again, these are exciting. So these are just things that if you are a heavy data user, and you can look at some of these and go, wow, this could really help me in moving my company forward and growing, or helping another person grow their company, or understanding my products better, understanding my students better. If you have student data on how pleased they are with certain approaches that you have, and perhaps their marks, and it's going to relate what you did here compared to their marks. Duplicating data or data cleanup, remove duplicates and fill in missing values. So then Copilot will clean data sets using Excel's data tools and formulas. So it's, I mean, so powerful, and it saves you so much time. So Excel agent, now that's what's new. New. The new thing here is Microsoft Excel agents. Just came out with it. So it's a brand new agent mode, creating an interactive dashboard that's just so easy to use now. So it's almost like a Star Wars dashboard created for you. When I worked at Bell Canada, our service center, we had this one location that you went into, and it was just this massive wall of giant screens. And that's what it reminds me of. You're creating your own massive uh, interactive reporting center, and it's built in. If you have Microsoft and you have Copilot, it's now included in that. So we have to just add something new to the top, and it will be there for you. So I'm so happy to see that. Now it's brand new, but it's going to get more and more powerful, but I could not leave you not knowing about this. So it turns your data into interactive refreshable database dashboard. So you can, I'll show you, it's easier for me to show you. If you have all sorts of KPIs in there and you have a whole bunch of variables, you can click on one and just drill down on what's going on with this line of my product. And it'll now create a whole new dashboard just for that line automatically, just like that. Oh my goodness, it's really exciting. So it'll add charts, it'll add KPIs, and it's slicer with just a prompt. So it'll slice it down by season or by products or by whatever it is that you need to know. And it'll give you suggestions as maybe you want to look at this, maybe you want to look at that. And of course, it's all driven by natural language. It's all driven just by you asking it questions using regular human conversation. So I'm really excited about this one. I think this is the video. Let's just go see if this is the video I want to show you. Yes, it is.
Today, we're going to build a fully interactive dashboard in Microsoft Excel. In the past, that meant rolling up your sleeves with tables, pivot tables, charts, timelines, and slicers. Definitely not beginner friendly. But now, thanks to the brand new agent mode, or what I like to call Excel's AI beast mode, you can simply describe the dashboard that you want and Excel will build it for you. Now, as a quick note, you'll need a Microsoft 365 subscription and a Copilot license to follow along. I'm Kevin, and let's dive in. I've got all of this cookie sales data sitting in Excel on the web, which you could get to by navigating to excel.new. My manager wants me to make sense of it, ideally with a dashboard. Now, the problem, this wall of numbers doesn't really tell a story, unless you're looking for a bedtime story. So let's turn it into an interactive dashboard. Before we dive in, I'd like to quickly turn my data into a table. Now, this is not required, but it makes everything easier to work with. Filtering, sorting, and formatting all snap into place. To turn this into a table, go up to the top tabs up on top and click on Insert, and here we see the option for a table. I'll click on this, and my table has headers right up here, so I'll make sure to check this, and then let's click on OK. Next, we need to enable something called Agent Mode. To do that, let's go up to the top tabs and click on Home. Then, all the way over on the right-hand side, you'll see an option for add-ins. Let's click on that, and right up on top, we can search for an add-in. Let's type in Agent Mode, and right here at the top of the search results, you'll see something called Excel Labs, a Microsoft Garage project. Let's click on Add. And that adds a new icon to the ribbon, and right here it opens up a pane titled Excel Labs. Now, there are a few different options within Excel Labs, but we're going to use Agent Mode in Frontier. Let's click on Open. This is where the magic happens. Instead of manually crunching through all of this cookie sales data, we could simply describe the dashboard that we want. So right in here, I can type in my prompt. I'll type this in, and let's have a quick look. Build a dashboard to help me understand this data. Include some visuals. Include things like total revenue by cookie type, units sold over time, and profit by month. Add other tables or charts that are relevant and will help tell the story behind this data. Now, Agent Mode will generate the initial dashboard based on this prompt, but the best part is you can keep refining it. If you want different charts, new calculations, or maybe extra visuals, all you have to do is ask. The agent will just update it for you. Now that I've entered in my prompt, let's see what Agent Mode comes up with. Right down here, let's click on this button. Once you hit enter, Agent Mode starts planning out the steps it needs to build the dashboard. It doesn't just jump straight to the result. It actually reasons through the task, figuring out how to pull the data, which charts to create, and how to structure the dashboard. Think of it like having an Excel power user sitting right next to you, sketching out the plan before doing any of the work. And here's what Agent Mode came back with, a complete interactive dashboard. Now, over here on the right-hand side, you can actually see the steps that Agent Mode took to build this dashboard. So here it walks through what it built. Let's scroll down a little bit more. Where is everything on the dashboard? We could take a look at that. All the different formulas that it used in this dashboard, and also an explanation of how these different formulas and functions work. Let's scroll down a little bit more. Now, as I go down here, you could also see that it applied various verification steps just to make sure that all the different numbers are accurate. Now, I went back and I confirmed that these numbers are in fact true. Here, if we look down a little bit more, we also get quick insights based on the data. Here it says chocolate chip leads revenue by a wide margin. Well, looking at this chart, it sure does seem like chocolate chips are very popular. It also tells me about the different formatting choices it made. And if we scroll down even more, here it gives me some ideas of additional items that I can add to my dashboard. That is so cool. And here it says, if I want any changes, just say the word. I will do that. Over on the left-hand side, let's now take a look at the dashboard itself. Right at the top, I have a KPI summary, and it shows me information like the total revenue, total profit, total units, and also the average profit margin. Now, one thing you'll notice is there's a lot of money in the cookie business. That's at least what mom always told me. If we look down below, here we see a breakout by product. So here I can see the different product types, the total revenue. Here I can see units sold by month as well as profit. And I also have associated visuals that go with all these different tables. One really important thing to call out here is that this dashboard is not just static. Under the hood, it's all built with real Excel tables, formulas, and charts. That means it's refreshable. So if my data changes, or maybe I add new data, the entire dashboard updates automatically. Let's now try changing some of the data to see how everything updates in our dashboard. So take a look at this total revenue number. It's 4.69 million. I'll go back to the original data, and let's say that this chocolate chip order was actually for a lot more revenue. Let's say that it was actually a $1 million order. So there, I'll update that number, and here we see 1 million. Now, if I go back to the dashboard, look at this. The total revenue automatically updates to reflect that change in the original data. Now, at the beginning of this video, I said I would make this interactive. Let's see if we could add a slicer that lets me filter the dashboard by cookie type. So back over on the right-hand side where we have the prompt box, I'll type in add a slicer that lets me filter the dashboard by cookie type. Then let's submit that. And look at that, it added a slicer directly onto my worksheet. Now, I should be able to filter the entire dashboard with just a single click. So let's try looking at all of this data on this sheet just for chocolate chip. I'll click on this, and did you see that? It updated all of the tables and all of the charts just for chocolate chip. So let's try another cookie type. Let's go with white chocolate macadamia nut. I'll click on that, and here too, it updates all of the different charts and all the tables for that cookie type. Now here's a cool thing. I could press the Control key on my keyboard, and I could select multiple cookies to look at in this filter. Look at that. Now it's just showing me those 4 cookies that I selected. And remember, to set this up, all I had to do was ask. Agent Mode handled all of the setup for me automatically. Now that we've got our dashboard, you probably want to clean it up before you share it with others. Now, of course, you could go through and you can move different items around, you could format it, or you could even work with the agent to get it to look how you want it. Here are a few quick things that you could do to make it look less like a spreadsheet and more like a dashboard or a report. Up on top, let's click on the View tab, and here we could turn off headings. Now check that. We could also turn off the grid lines, and we could also turn off the formula bar. Okay, that's looking more presentable. Then down below, we have these 2 different sheets. We have sheet 1, which contains all of the original data, and then the dashboard. I could right click on this sheet, and here we could hide that. That way people will only see the dashboard and not the underlying data. Once you're ready to share out your dashboard with others, in the top right-hand corner, you could click on the share icon, and here you could share it, or you could copy a link and then send that to others. That's pretty incredible. As long as you can describe what you want, you can now create it in Excel. Now, it's available on the web and coming soon to desktop. Now, here's a crazy thought. Maybe you don't even need the ribbon anymore. Maybe all you need is a prompt box. Now, you might be wondering, how is Agent Mode different from Copilot? Copilot is great for quick, one-off tasks, like let's say generating a formula, a chart, or maybe just a quick summary. Agent Mode, on the other hand, takes it even further. It's like an AI assistant that plans and builds with you. You could give it a complex request, like build a dashboard like we did in this video, and it figures out the steps, creates the pieces, and even checks its own work. If you've ever wanted to build a dashboard but maybe found it a little bit overwhelming, well, now is pretty much the easiest time to get started. And who
Hi, welcome back. I was gone for a second there because Princess was telling me something was up, which meant Toby was out there destroying something. I don't know what he was destroying, but he destroyed something that is, I don't know what it is, but it's not going to be good when we figure it out. Anyway, something's not going to be working in this house. I'm not sure what yet. Anyways, oh boy. Yeah, so what we have here is an amazing Excel agent that Kevin was good enough to share with us. I love his presentations. I'm not sure if you noticed, but how you actually put it on your slides is you already have on your Excel spreadsheet, you already have Copilot, right? So when you already have Copilot, you go to right over here where it's called add-ins. So you go to your add-ins and you're going to search for I think it was called just Agent AI. There it is, Agent AI, and it's called Excel Labs, a Microsoft Garage. So that's what it's called. That's what it looks like. So you're just going to add that, and it'll show up on the very end. There it is. So that now is my Excel Labs. That is the AI agent. That's what it looks like. Okay, so that's what it looks like. The agent mode, Frontier. It's new, and it'll help you create your dashboard. And there are many, many, many more videos on how to do this. If it's something you're interested in and you want to do for your final project, I totally recommend it. And I'm really pleased about it. Again, you need to make sure you have Microsoft 365, or see if you're in world of the um, the higher level, you have to have your IT implement it for you or enable it for you. Okay, that was English. There you go. So that is a big one that I think you're going to find very useful, and I'm excited to share that with you. So that's agent mode. When would you use agent mode? This is just a chart in case you are in the Google ecosystem, which I don't think any of you were with your AI sheets. It has something that's similar but not halfway as powerful. And it's called Vertex AI Agent Builder, Looker Studio, and these are certain things you need to pull together to do what this new AI agent within Copilot does. So this is just a little narrative showing you how you would do it if you are in your Google, but I would just wait because I'm sure now that AI agent exists in Excel, Google will be bringing one out shortly too. So then the next thing is this Power BI I mentioned before. So when would you need Power BI now? Well, you don't need Power BI to create dashboards if you are only in the Microsoft world. When you would need Power BI is, again, if you're in Paul's world where you're bringing in various different types of CVS files and data, raw data. Power BI might be the one you need that's going to bring in um, all these different datas that are outside your ecosystem, and it'll bring it in and create a dashboard there. So it's up to you if you want to bring your outside CVS files into Excel and just use the agent there, which I think is a safer way to go. Or you could use Power BI, which was made by Microsoft. Now you can also use this Power BI anywhere. It doesn't matter what the ecosystem is. So you can use this Power BI not just in your Microsoft, but you can also use it in Google if you want. Let me just show you a quick video on this one. That just shows you the kind of dashboard that Power BI can give you. And there's all sorts of tutorials on how to make Power BI work for you. I don't think any of you actually, well, maybe Paul does, but Yeah, maybe if you're going to use sources from outside of Excel and you don't want to bring them in as CVS first and save them as Excel sheets. So it's up to you, even though I do think that's the safest way to go. Then if you are going to bring in different sources, uh, again, Power BI is the way to go. Okay, so that I just needed to share with you today because I wanted to make sure that you had that under your hat. This is just more supporting material on how Power BI works, and it connects to several different types of databases. It's a little higher end where it doesn't only have to be a CVS as it does for your Excel. It can be transform models and it's cloud services, so it can connect many different cloud services and bring them in. So that might be something that you need. It might make it easier for you. When I was working with a number of manufacturers, they have a number of specific tools that they use on their shop floors that Power BI seem to work better for them. So again, everyone is very different with what they need. And again, I think that most of you would be okay with the new cool agent that Excel has. So when to for Power BI, if you are going to use it, this is how you use it. There is a Power BI desktop that you open up and you get your data, choose the Excel or the CVS files or any of the online tools that you'd like to bring in data from. It's going to ask for your ID and password for each of those tools. You're going to select which data you're uploading, and your tables will appear in the different fields. And I would suggest you create something simple in each one of these different platforms you're going to connect to make sure that you like the way it connects it first of all, and then go to your entire data set. This is what the actual screenshot of Power BI looks like when you're loading into it. You're on your home and you're able to upload Excel spreadsheets. Oops, sorry about that. You're able to upload various different types of SQL and various different types of data sets, and you can cut and paste. And they have sample data that you can play with. And it shows all sorts of different types of charts that you can create for your cool dashboard. And it's has Copilot built into it, so you can ask Copilot for help as you're going along in your Power BI, because it's also made by Microsoft. So these are more steps by steps on how you use it. So I wanted to share that with you so you had that knowledge going forward. Because next week, as you know, I'm not here on November 4th. We don't meet again till the 11th. So if some of you needed your Excel spreadsheets on steroids, to create a power um, kind of abilities with it, I wanted you to have that knowledge. So that brings me to the end of this piece. But I also want to say congratulations. This isn't everyone's assignment. When we're together, I'll be going through the assignment one that everyone submitted. So thank you for everybody. Paul, I know, recently just submitted a little video of him talking on a water cooler. It's kind of cool. And then I've got a video from Danielle where she's introducing herself. I think she used HeyGen. So there's a few different ones. Kelly introduced herself. I don't have hers here, which surprises me. I should. Her professor self. So it's very cool. This is Carmelina's. Beautiful. So we have enough. Everybody's introducing themselves with their AI. Thank you very much for your assignment one. So now, where I wanted to share with you to help you with assignment two a little bit, in case some of you are also looking at videos, I promised you I would investigate several different little video apps. So I've just finished investigating and upgrading my InstaDoodle account. So I wanted to show you what that was like in case it's something you'd like to use. So this is one where it will actually, have a hand there and write something out, and it has AI now built into it, which it didn't years ago. So I'll just show you how simple it was to use. I think it was $140 for the year for all the app one of the platforms. That's the platform I chose. I could have upgraded even more, of course, but I don't seem to need it quite yet. And so let me just show you what it's like. So this is, if I'm on it, I've got right here in the middle pane, I'm able to, uh, oh, this is, sorry, I'm already at the point where I'm putting it onto, uploading it as a reel onto Facebook. So I created it on Doodle, and by Tuesday morning at 8, it'll be live on the Chesler Shoes Facebook page because I have it scheduled to go out on that. And what I did was I asked ChatGPT to create the words to summarize a blog that they wrote about a system they have that scans feet and helps you have happier feet if you have pain in your feet. So I asked ChatGPT to tell me, I told it I was going to use InstaDoodle and I wanted to have scenes in InstaDoodle. What scenes do they suggest? And it told me what scenes they suggested. So it created this foot for me of a foot looked like it was in pain. It then created happy feet for me in the at the end, and in the middle I had shots of their actual tool that they use to help with healthy feet and measure your feet and create custom insoles. So it's really cool what this tool they have. And so ChatGPT read the blog. Then it knows that I want content for an InstaDoodle. So then it suggested what the content should be for my InstaDoodle. And then I then uploaded the content to the InstaDoodle. Yeah, it sounds funny. And then it helped me create the video. InstaDoodle did for me. And I'm just going to show you the what it looks like when it's completed. But to make it, what I had to do was I went into InstaDoodle. So this is InstaDoodle. And as I said, I upgraded because I wanted to show you how it actually works, and I'm able to, it gives you different panes, very similar to what our Canva does. So if you're used to Canva and creating a video and you've got your different panes, that part is very similar, very different slides, say. And as you click on one element that you've uploaded, up comes over here what you can do with that slide. So do I want it to span on? Do I want the hand to come up and sketch it out? Do I want it to stay on for 5 seconds or a few seconds? What do I want it to do? So this is the properties of this image, what I want it to do. Then I click on project, and what that does, I think I have that next. Yeah, on project, it asks me what do I want the hand to look like. So these are the ones I haven't gone to the higher level, the pro level, where you see the little orange kind of, it's not a crown, I'm not sure what it is, but that's where I would have had to go to the next level. But there were so many hands for me to choose from that I was fine with where I was at with those hands. And then all I do is I go in, and when I'm done, I can save it. I can play it as many times as I want. It doesn't count as a render. And then when I export it over here. It's going to render it for me. And then I can play it, and then I can finally download it as an MP4. It So the highest grade I can have without going to the next level was 1020 pixels. So if I wanted a 2K or 4K rendering, which is, I think, something that might be overkill for some of us, but might be some of you that are in video might want to have something higher rendered, you want to upgrade. So, boy, it's still snowing here. It's crazy. So that's something I want to show you. And let me show you what the final product looked like. If I'm able to go over here. So this is it. I'm going to go back over here. And so each pane I can delete it. I can duplicate this if I want. So I've duplicated this. I can change what's on here if I'd like to. But how this works, if I'm clicking on it, it comes up, and this I had it I had the hand there, and I have it writing, and I have it right. Then I put in their logo. I like this the way this looks. It writes in their logo because I want people to focus on that. What are they going to write? Then I have it stay there for a couple of seconds. Then I go to the next one, foot balance 3D foot scanning. Then I go to the next one where it kind of shows. So again, you can put whatever you want on each one. Custom foot balance, and I happen to have all these photos. So I'm in there all the time taking photos for them. and then happy feet, and ChatGPT created these little images for me. And then I have, of course, the Chesler Shoe logo, and then it did that for me. So that's how that worked. It was very cool, very simple to use. And I'm going to delete this one slide. And if this is Doodles, is where I have all of my custom uploaded images that I've uploaded for this thing. Characters, if I want to add characters to it, I can add characters to it. It's probably a good idea. I could have added a character if I wanted to, or them talking about stuff. And all these are the characters that I have so far. I don't see that little upgrade yet, so that's pretty cool. And then props, I can there's all sorts of different props I could use. I wanted different arrows and different things like that. So that's pretty cool. I can add those kind of things to each one. And then say I was going to add this prompt. I want to have it here. You can see I have it kind of you can see I've selected the prompt. So over here, whatever I want that prompt to do is this is what I want this prompt to do. So if I want to go over here, this is the hand I want on this prompt. And then if I want to, what do I want it to do when it comes up? Do I want to draw it, slide in, wipe, pop in? So what do I want this prompt to do? So I'll have draw, and maybe I'll just put this right there or something. Yeah, that'll be fine right there. So now you can see now that I've added that, I can go and look to see what that's going to look like. We can help. So that was the last thing I added. So it's going to be on the top layer. So it's going to come up last. And there it is. And it's drawing that prompt. So I could have, if I go back here in this prompt, I could make it delay so it stays on there for a little bit longer. So maybe 3 seconds. I didn't like it leaving right away. I can change the color of it if I want. Right now, the line is black. I can change the outline. I can also layer. So right now it's layered where I have things coming up at certain times. Maybe I want this to come on here. So now you'll see what that does. It changes when it appears. So I've got that happening. We can help. And then I have the logo, I think, last. So you can see how simple that was, right? So this is good, I think, for teaching. I think it's good for making a point on a new product. And I'm only touching the tip of the iceberg on this. It's so much more you can do with InstaDoodle, but this is how I thought I could show you simply on how it actually works. There's tutorials if you want to see how things work. So I don't know what's under the tutorials. I haven't really looked. So it had all sorts of beautiful tutorials. Convert your photos into doodles. AI wizard for you can make it go full color as well. That one you have to upgrade for. There's an AI overview, uploading your own fonts if you want to, which is I think important for some of you that are into branding for different clients. So pretty cool, right? And of course, they have a ton of templates, and you can make this whatever size you wanted. I wanted it this portrait. You could make it. You can change this to a different size or a different type of um, output. So that's the doodle, and I think I wanted to share that with you. I have a few more that I'm going to be uh, testing as well this week that I'm not with you. I'm at a conference in Burlington, then another conference in Toronto. So that's why we can't be together. How sad. Okay, so let me just go back to my PowerPoint. So that's all I wanted to share with you from this PowerPoint. But I also wanted to share with you, I saw, because of talking about videos, there's certain techniques to creating videos. And I feel that this isn't AI, but it's kind of the fundamentals of creating your content for anything you use videos for, including uploading quality videos of yourself for your avatar. And it's something, like I said, I haven't done yet because I need a good hair day and I want to clean up my background and make sure the dogs aren't around. So I just want to share with you video 101, how you create videos. So it's important because the video of you has to be clear. It has to have great lighting. It has to have no noise in the background. It has to be clean because that's a representation of you, especially if you're going to use it over and over again as your brand. I want to make sure that I help you put your best face forward, even if it's animated face. You need to have a animated, still need to have a clear video of yourself if you're going to create your animation in something like Hey Jen or in something like Synthesia. There's so many tools out there that you can upload your own videos so it can create your clone, but you also want to make sure it's a clean, good video. And then you can use it in promoting yourself, promoting a market, helping others create their videos. So many things you can do with it. Introducing yourself in an email as your video self. I know I've done that before, and that goes over very well. So the basics are understanding the fundamentals of video. This is from a workshop I just did, a hands-on workshop. So we, at the end of this, did a hands-on aspect for with their cell phones, which was a lot of fun. So just in general, if you are trying to talk to people under 29, you want to be on TikTok. If you're trying to talk to people under 35, you want to be on Instagram. If you're talking to humans generally over 45, say it says 35 there, but you want to be on Facebook. Okay. You're using email if you're talking to older people, and you may want to embed your email, your video there. And then you really want to leverage YouTube. YouTube AI looks at YouTube for knowledge all the time. So you need to understand how to upload your videos if you want to be a knowledge broker, if you want your product to be found on by others, if you want you to be found by others. YouTube really helps that. YouTube's owned by Google. Google has Gemini. So there's a lot of good reasons why you want to make sure you upload quality content as well to YouTube. And with that, you want to optimize the title of what you're uploading to YouTube. There's just a few different um, things you fill out on YouTube. One's the title that should have your keyword in there as to what this is about, this video. And then the description, what is it about? That should be filled in. And that really helps that video, that YouTube or AI know what that video is about. You also want to enable on YouTube the ability for it to be to have captions because YouTube can read that. So you need to make sure a few things on YouTube are enabled. So and it got to make sure that it's public for it to get found. Otherwise, it will not get found by AI. So anytime you're going to do a video of any type, you want to create key points and kind of your storyline. And you can always go to AI now that we know how to ask it for your script, for bullet. And so if you give it bullet points, it creates your script. You want a clear beginning, a clear middle, a clear end. And also what's missing here is a clear action item. If you have an action item that you'd like for people to do during the video, and you got to make sure AI knows what that is so it doesn't forget to give you the action item. And then with your video, what's really important are lights. I have these two lights that are behind me. When my lights are off, you can see that this side of me is it's in shadows. It doesn't look that great. So, and then if that light's off, I'm all in shadows. I look a little dingy. So you want to make sure that your lights are working. It makes a world of difference. If you don't have lights at home, you want to be in front of a open window for natural light. Natural light is beautiful. It's softening. And you also the color in the room makes a difference. So that's why you'll notice my color is always light wherever my office is. I used to had a green office once that did not go very well with my olive complexion. So you choose the right lighting equipment. Some people use even just that ring light. I mean, they're inexpensive. They're under $20. Even that ring light will work, and it has different types of modes to it. So that works. Your camera, your audio is very important. You want to make sure your voice is clear and crisp and no crackling. And your camera is very important. So I have a Logitech HD. It's 1080 pixels. So it's probably now, it's quite old. It's 5 years old, but it was good at the time, and it's still good. But Logitech is a solid camera. I know there are many other types that others would recommend. Logitech is a solid piece of equipment that you can use. And again, they've come down in price so much. So I use that one instead of the one that's built into my laptop. I prefer that one. And I take it wherever I go. It's simple, it's portable, and I love it. So you need to make sure your lighting, your camera, and your microphone. If you have your cell phone, I make sure that when I buy my cell phone, one of the things I really need is great cameras for video and for the mic. I want to make sure that it's clear and picking up whatever I'm doing. Now, if you're using your phone to actually create the video, which is fine because the phone has amazing videos of ability now to it for live streaming or for videos that you're going to capture and upload later. You need to make sure if your phone stays a few feet away from you, that there's not a fan or music closer to the phone than you are. So you're going to put the phone, if you're going to use natural lighting, with its back to the light, and you're going to make sure you're in front of the lens so that you've got the beautiful light. So in this case, it would be with the beautiful light behind it. And I would make sure that I don't have a fan of my computer or something of a fan going on where all the phone is picking up is the fan. I've gotten that before. If where you are filming is going to, if you're going to film during the day or at night, I've done this before when I was creating my television series, chat, uh, oh my goodness, what the heck was it called? That's hilarious. But anyways, when I was doing a television, so Bismat, PTPO, and we were filming in this one lobby, and we went during the day to test the cameras and the lights and the audio. It was great. And then at night, all of a sudden, it was all dark and shadows, so we couldn't use the natural light anymore. So you need to think of that too. So when I go in someplace and I'm actually videoing there, I have them please turn off all the background music because I'll probably be adding my own music if it's that kind of shoot. That way the music is consistent all the way through. So, and reframing, you want to think about framing. If I'm going to repurpose this to Insta or to a reel, I want to make sure I'm centered because if I am going to be way over here and I'm using it on YouTube, not as a short, but on YouTube as a wider video, and then it's going to cut me off when it goes to become frame it differently. So you want to make sure that you've got good framing as well. Okay, so that's important. Background is important, as we've discussed a few times. So these are things. Props are important too. So if I was giving you a video on lighting, I would probably have some lights. Example of the ring light, I would have it here and I would show you. If I was showing you a whole bunch of different mics, I would be showing you the prompts. However, knowing you're doing this digitally, you might just need to think about what digital prompts do I want. So I'm going to add it to the video as I did with that one that I did for InstaDoodle, where I added the props all through it. So it's up to you how you're going to add props. So this is what I see when I'm looking at my video camera. So it's a mess back here, right? So no one sees that but me. It's a mess. Oh, where is that? But anyways, no one sees that but me. And I've got wires everywhere. So I've got my cell, my laptop, my lighting, my background, my props. So I have everything there. But what people see is they see what's behind me. It's clean. It's what I wanted to them to see. In this one, I had my own logo there and these kind of things. So it's really, you got to think about that when you're creating it. It's nothing worse than having someone create their video in their bedroom, thinking, my goodness, that's not trying too hard. So but this is just some of the things you want to think of when you're creating your video. That's all. I just wanted to share that. Not everybody would think those things through. I know those people that are on this call that are video experts. I know they think that was very basic, Sophie. But I just wanted to share that a little bit. So you want to plan it. You want to think about your script, your props, your elements that are engaging, compelling, make it authentic. Think of the story you're telling And that's if this was a hand-on workshop, we would now start doing the storytelling and doing that kind of stuff together. But I wanted to share that with you just to give you a little more meat in case you're going to be using videos and this type of video of yourself for your final project. Okay, so I think that's it for right now. And we're going to meet up again November 11th. And I look forward to seeing you then.